we have inside there, we have honey. Because honey is very good for the skin, repairing the skin. That is adding value on the beehive products. Secondly, now, as we are watching, let me first go back to the impact. Why, after getting that money from Private Sector Foundation, World Bank, we are training Ugandans to add value on the 5 beehive products. Last 1 month, I was in Amudat. I went there by one organization which is funded by World Food Program to impart skills in beekeeping to the Kalamajong, to reduce on cattle rustling, but also to be integrated in appropriate beekeeping. So now, these are some of just a few of them. Thirdly, as we are talking to the impact which Private Sector Foundation has done with World Bank, Uganda has been suffering, more especially the beekeepers. We have beetles which are attacking the beehives. You find you have 10 beehives, they have been there for almost a year, but whenever you go to harvest, you can find 6 or 4 kilograms of honey. Yet a KTB, which is, when it is well managed, it can give you 12 to 15 kilograms. And a Langerstrath can give you up to 22 kilograms. And with the advantage of Langerstrath, you can harvest 4 to 3 times a year. But our people have been facing the challenge of the beetles which are attacking the beehives. The small insects, they enter inside, and you see the bees flying in and out, but when there's no honey. Now, because Private Sector Foundation and World Bank gave us that money, we go on telling the community, up to now, even now, the people, the viewers who are watching UBC, they are learning.
So what do you tell them in relation to that problem?
Now, what we can do, we can teach them how to manage the beetles using an old CD cassette. What do you do? Look here, gentlemen. We need, this is Colgate.
Simply toothpaste.
Toothpaste.
Okay.
We need toothpaste. You put it here. That is one. Number 2,
Vaseline.
Vaseline. You put it here. Number 3, soda bicarbonate.
You add?
You add. Beekeepers, please watch attentively to fight the beetles in your beehives. Then lastly, we bring honey. So, like this. Then after that, you mix together. After mixing together, then you do like this, like this, like this. You cover. So here, there's a small hole here, and here, and here. Any bee can't pass through. But the beetles, because of that scent, they'll start entering inside, and they will be trapped here. Once you do that, you will manage your beehives.
Well, Prince, now you've told us about value addition.
Yes.
Let's now go straight to how easy is this enterprise? Do I need huge space? Is it something for areas that have low population density? Can I do this? Does it apply in urban centers? Because I, for one, I grew up fearing bees. You know, even if I'm taking tea and a bee comes by, much as I know we need them for pollination.
Yes.
But my friend, these are not easy insects we are discussing this morning.
A bee is an insect which is very, very friendly to the human being. They always fight when they have been attacked.
Okay.
An example, in your village where you grew up, you find some homes they having bees. They just come on their own. By the time you come back in your house, you find a bee in a cupboard. Either in the ceiling The bees, before they come to your home, they first assess. Like if you are looking for a house to rent, you first go examine the house. Is there water? Is there a toilet? Is there cement inside the house? With the atmosphere around. Even the bees, before they come to any place, they first assess the situation. Is there people? If they are human beings, which level are we going to fly? And they come. So, bees are very friendly to the community once you love them. But they always fight because they don't want anything to be done or to shake the hive where they are. Once you come to the hive and you shake and you knock, for the first time, they react. What do? We train the people to be friendly to the bees, even to know the character. Once you come to your beehive, this is our beehive. Listeners, don't fear the bees. This is our beehive. After installing this beehive, for the first day, or for the first time when you are opening the hive, you come and smoke it. After smoking it, you open. They are very aggressive. But once you do it 2 to 3 times, they get used to you, that this is our boss. And whenever you come, you can work with the bees without stinging you. Yes. Thirdly, you talked about how can you become a beekeeper? Which space do you need? In modern beekeeping, we don't need a big space. A space where where we are now, you can put up to 20 beehives. Remember, a Langstroth like this, when it has its super on top, whenever you harvest, when the apiary is well managed, you should be assured of 300 to 400,000 per harvest. If you have 10 beehives, that means you have 4 million. If you harvest 3 times or 4 times a year, you earn approximately 10 to 12 million.
You are a rich man. Well, viewers, there, beekeeping is one of the areas that now government of Uganda, through the private sector foundation, with support also from the World Bank, are working with Prince Chimbugwe to ensure that they extend these closer to the people so that more people get involved. When we talk about agriculture and when we talk about transforming people in peasantry or in subsistence agriculture into a money economy or commercial agriculture, this is what we mean. There's value addition, there's increased production, and very interesting is there's limitation of space.
Yeah.
Most of the things in agriculture, people think of, you need big chunks of land, you need a lot of land. But when you say just in a small place, I think that is modern agriculture.
Yeah.
Now, Prince, with this help, how has this transformed the lives of the people?
As we talk now, I have examples. We have a lady who came to our institute from Maracha. They came, they constructed local beehives. And these hives which they made, those are the hives which any Ugandan can make using the grass straws. When she went back, she started putting them on trees, and we had trained them how to attract the bees. 15 of them colonized. The first harvest she made, he bought a motorcycle. Mr. Mwebe in Nkokonjeru, who was one of our first trainees, he has now a car, a motorcycle, and he has opened up a training center for training the community. In Kibirizi there is Yesu Anajari. This gentleman was also one of our trainees. He has now a training center training other communities. We have other people who were sent to our training center through private sector foundation, the first graduates. They are in Entebbe. The others are in Kalangala. They have over 50 beehives. They are earning money. We have other people among the 80 students who started with us. They are adding a value on beehive products. Others, now they have trained even other people to go and harvest bee venom. A hive like this one, if you have 10 beehives fully colonized and you concentrate just on harvesting venom, you bring a solar extractor here, you put it in front of the beehive, then you place a button, it starts vibrating. All the bees come out and start stinging on that glass. After stinging for some 10 to 9, it should be 5 to 10 minutes, you just bring a razor blade and you do like this, you collect that bee venom. Once you have 1 microgram, you are assured of 500 Uganda shillings to 1 million. Yes. Now, our students who started with us, they are doing well. They are well off. That's why now, through this grant which you receive from Private Sector Foundation and World Bank, we've signed a memorandum of understanding with Bukalasa Agriculture College. We have ongoing MOU with Namulonge, Nakri. Through those MOUs and the signing of a memorandum of understanding with Ministry of Agriculture and Entomology Department, starting in November this year, Prince Chimbugwe appears at the Agriculture College. We are going to register students, those who have got degrees and those who don't have, to come for a refresher course for certificate and diploma. We are going to give them free training, just paying for the hostel, so that after 2 years, Uganda will be the basket of beekeepers, so that Uganda will have enough food, more than enough.
We're talking of food. I don't know, honey is not food.
Honey is food.
Well, but I mean, it can be a meal, but you're referring to it as food.
Yes.
Expound on that.
An example, if you've ever gone to Chinese, Korean restaurant, you ask for sour sweet chicken, sour sweet pork, what is inside? They bring paprika, onions, they put honey inside, they fry the meat or the pork or chicken and add honey. That's the sweet and sour. So the food. If you are eating a bread, you smear your honey on the bread. Number one is medicinal.
Very true.
People with low libido, they need honey. That's already food. In addition to that, this propolis which you are seeing here, it is added in food. If you eat it with the food, isn't it food?
So what are the benefits of having propolis with food?
Propolis, this is medicine. More especially if you have throat. Our viewers, the pictures which you are seeing here, that is our apiary, where we use to train the youth. And the picture which was there previously, that picture was taken in Amudad when I was with the Kalamajong. That picture, that one. So those are the Kalamajongo ladies, when we are training them how to rear the bee queen. But the system which we are using when we go to the grassroots level, we train them to use the resources which they have.
You talk about pollinator bees. Now you're talking about how to rear the queen. Well, what is this all about? There are those, we know that the bees perform different roles. That is there, but are they reared specifically? Do they have special market? What is it, the queen, then the pollinator?
To have the continuity of the bees, they need to have the queen. Because the queen is the commander in the hive. Before telling the viewers the role of the queen, in this hive you see here inside, there is a lot of politics which is ongoing. It's a government on itself. It is the queen who commands this hive. The queen is the president of the hive. He gives commands to the pollinator bees that now go and look for forage. Go and pollinate. At the same time, bring back the pollen. As they are coming to pick the pollen, they pollinate our agriculture items or food. And at the same time, they come back with pollen. Pollen is being collected between 5 a.m. to 9:30 to 10 p.m. After that, bees don't collect pollen. They just go then to look for nectar. They pick nectar up to 3 to 4. And that's when they also go back to start picking pollen. Now, you talked about that, how is it integrated? An example, if you have a mango or an orange around your compound and you don't have pollinator bees, you need to buy chemicals, start spraying your mangoes so that the flowers can bring fruits.
And that's when we see them drop off.
Yes,
getting rotten and
I'll be talking
off.
to you. Yes, but once you have the bees, they do the work for you. They come, they go on this flower, on that one. At the meantime, as they are looking for the pollen, they are pollinating our food. That's why they are called pollinator bees. Those girls are very, very intelligent, and we need them.
Now, Prince, you train people.
Yes.
Because you got this grant, it has really assisted you.
Yes.
Now, an ordinary person watching us this morning, and you've rightly talked about how beekeeping can transform people's livelihoods. What does it take for one to start this business?
What you need, number one, to believe in yourself, a commitment. Most of Ugandans, out of 10, 7 are lazy. But any committed person can construct his or her own beehive. But what we do, we go to the community, use the resources which they have to make beehives. An example, if we come to a village, name it, and you have over, like through the parish model, you have a group which has got 30, 40 women, and there are 3 groups. Each group has got, each person in that group has got 10 beehives. If you tell them the way how we used to know how it was, that's how it will be until it can't work in this digital world. So what we do, we bring our queen multiplication kit. This is the queen multiplication kit which we bought through the funding from World Bank and Private Sector Foundation. With this one alone, we can multiply 600 bee queen within 16 days. How do we do it? This is a modern queen layering. And I think in Uganda, I'm the only person, even in East and Central Africa, who has got this type of queen layering kit and an artificial queen bee insemination kit. Those are all the benefits which we received from the grant from World Bank and Private Sector Foundation. So what we do, we take this, we first take this alone, put it in the hive, like this one. We remove one frame, we put this one in the hive, we leave it for 2 days. So the bees will start eating up the wax which is here. After they have eaten that wax, they leave their saliva here. Then we bring this cover, we cover up here. I open this space, I put the bee queen inside. After putting the bee queen, I lock her inside, I put her back in the hive. Because inside here, if you see here, they look like a combs. So the queen will start laying eggs inside there. After 1 to 2 days, we come and release the queen. We get this one out. Then what do? We take this one out like this. Viewers, here we have eggs. So what do? We open up this thing out, and this one out without eggs. Then we pick these ones here with eggs. We just collect it like this. You see how it is coming out? Then we put it back here. This is the modern way. That's how now, through the parish model, beekeeping is going to be a game changer.
Okay.
To change the community, because the community we are lacking
modern technology.
Modern technology,
yes.
We are lacking the bee queen. Now we have the answer. So after putting this thing back like this one alone has got 74 bee queens, just one. Then we put here, we put it back here. It enters here like this. We put 1, 2, 3, 74, 74, 74, 74, and we put it back in the hive. This hive, we stimulate it. How? We give it glucose, 1 kilogram of sugar with 1 liter of water. Then, after stimulating, we add on more young bees, which has just emerged. Once you put them there and they have eaten more than enough, they have a lot of, their abdomen is full. So once you bring in the eggs like this, before that, we go and take away the queen who was in this hive. We leave that hive for 1 to 2 days without a queen. Now the bees will be rotating, dancing anti-clockwise, like we are Mulekwa. We don't. We don't have a queen, so they dance anti-clockwise. And they, once they are putting their feathers, the feathers are up like this, showing that that is an indicator that we don't have the queen. So once you bring these eggs inside, they start making emergency queen by constructing, by feeding all the eggs here with a lot of royal
So
jelly.
technology, you have the queens there.
Yes.
Well, there is so much experiments happening here, but this is all to show you that with modern technology, what you've been thinking it's a hard process to go through, very tiresome. Now with funding from private sector foundation and the World Bank and the Prince Chimbugwe Foundation, here it is all possible, all very fast, all modernized, and above all, you're making money, commercial agriculture. Prince, in the interest of time, what are your parting shots to a person who has been watching us?
I encourage our communities who are in beekeeping now to go and register through the parish model as beekeepers. We shall find them there, because in this budget, which was read, we are going to get a portion of some money to move with Entomology Department of Ministry of Agriculture to go and fulfill the parish model through imparting sustainable, dependable, profitable, marketable, and transferable skills in beekeeping, even adding value. That means if you are in a certain group as a beekeeper, you will be our direct beneficiary. So if a group has got 30 people, that means we have another 30 who will be indirect beneficiaries through adding value on the beehive product. Therefore, all Ugandans, please don't cry over abject poverty. Join beekeeping as a socio-economic development which will turn Uganda to become one of the greatest food basket in the entire world.
Well, I want to thank you so much, Prince Engineer Dr. Edward Chimbugwe, for your time. And of course, I want to thank the Private Sector Foundation that gave you, and the World Bank that gave you this support that has enabled you to transform these skills, pass them on. And of course, the parish development model, pillar number 1, increased production. Well, wherever you are, we shouldn't politicize this, because this is clear evidence that this will improve household income. Now, opportunities, all opportunity comes to those who are prepared.
Yeah.
Prepare yourself, place yourself in the line of opportunity. Otherwise, you'll keep on being a lamenter while people are improving their household incomes. Have a lovely day. God bless you.
flavor. When we together, IB's pretty alright. Our taste is pretty awesome. We are Uganda's #1 fruity refreshment. Enjoy Mirinda Fruity, Uganda's #1 fruity refreshment.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field couldn't be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite show.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and